Next, we are going to see if this is lecture video series called functions and parameters. This is video number 2. This is called parameters or arguments. The term parameters or argument can be used same thing. That is information that is passed into the function. That is, from the function perspective, a parameter is a variable listed in parenthesis in the function. That is, as we previous video we said that the name which is called as a variable which is inside a parenthesis is called function definition. Then argument is a value that is means sent to the function. That is nothing but karu. Karu is the argument which is passed to the function. Next, the function, Python function, suppose two types of variable that can be passed. One is your default arguments, next is on keyword arguments. We will be using two words, that is default arguments and keyword arguments. That is, by default, the function can be used correct number of arguments, making the two arguments that is not more or less. For example, when we take this as an example, we have a defined fun, we have a name and number. In the name and number, we have a print. We are going to print a value that is name and number. In this, we are going to pass two arguments, that is KRU1 000. That is name. The name is nothing but the KRU has been represented in a variable name. Next, number 000 will be present in the number. Will be present in a number. So we are going to pass a default value to the function. Next we are going to have arbitrary arguments. Arbitrary arguments is similar to the have one arguments. We are going to one variable similar to the pointer type. We have one variable, but we are going to pass numerous number of arguments to that variable. That is numerous number of arguments to the parameters. That is, it is arbitrary arguments used when we doesn't know how much of the parameters may be passed or how much of the arguments to be passed to the parameters. This function, in this way, the function will receive a tuple of arguments that can be accessed accordingly. For example, when we see in this case, we have a default defined my function. The my function is nothing but you have a star kids. The kids is nothing but your arguments, where we are going to print of youngest kid is nothing but number of 2. In this we have a term called my function. In the my function we are going to pass the arguments, or we are going to pass arguments nothing but Ganesh, Suresh and Magesh, but we are going to print the second value, that is nothing but we are going to print we are going to pass values like a tuple, where tuple value of 0 is Ganesh, tuple value of 1 is Suresh and tuple value of 2 is Magesh. So we are going to print the youngest child value is nothing kid of 2. The kid of 2 is nothing but we are going to print the value of Magesh. Next, we are going to see out the term called keyword arguments. You can also send arguments with a key value syntax pair. That is in this order. We are going to the argument. This is a way of order of argument doesn't matter. For example, in this you have arguments such as parameters such as child 3, child 2, child 1, and we are going to print the value of child 3. That is youngest child is child. That in this value we are going to give a keyword, that is key is equal to value. That previously we seen about only we are going to passing the arguments, whereas we are going to pass the keyword key as a key value syntax pair. That is, your child 1 you are going to directly give the value Suresh, child 2 we are going to give the value Ganesh, and child 3 we are going to give Magesh. So normally we'll be substitute in this when we define a function. The my function we have child 3, child 2 and child 1, whereas we are going to have my function, that is when we calling function we have a child 1 value is Suresh, child 2 value is Ganesh and child 3 value is Magesh. So automatically child 1 value will be get substituted as Suresh, child 2 value will be substituted as Ganesh and child 3 values will substitute as Magesh. So in this type we are going to pass the values in the argument. This type of argument is called as keyword arguments. Okay, I will repeat. When we have that is we are going to pass the directly a value to the arguments instead of passing the value from called function to calling function. In the calling function itself we are going to pass the same key value syntax. This is called as a This is called as key value arguments. In this program, we are going to define my function. In this function, we have arguments such as child 3, child 2, child. That is, I am repeating that we are going to give the order of child 3, child 2, child 1. We are going to print the youngest child is number child 3. But when you have called function, the call function is number my function. In this, we are going to pass the key value. As key is number child 1 is a key 1. When we are going to pass Suresh, child 2 is a key 2, we are going to pass Ganesh, and child 3 is a key 3, we are going to pass Magesh. So this video consists of lecture number 2. Next we will be continuing in lecture number 3. Thank you.